Major funding for these broadcasts has been provided by grants from New York Community Bank, Capital One Bank, Eastern Consolidated, M&T Bank, Sterling National Bank, Meridian Capital Group, Customers Bank, Aerial Property Advisors, Dime Community Bank, Perfect Building Maintenance. Additional funding has been provided by AKA Hotels Corman Communities, AmTrust Title Insurance Company, AVR Realty Company, Avison Young, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, Bank Leumi USA, Briarwood Organization, CBRE, Chase Commercial Term Lending, Chase Mortgage Lending, JP Morgan Chase, Citizens Bank, Cohen Equities, Colliers International NYC, Collins Building Services, Connect One Bank, CPEX Real Estate Services, Douglaston Development, Levine Builders, Flushing Bank, Friedman LLP, Handler Real Estate Organization, Handro Properties, Hodges Ward Elliott, Inc., Investors Bank, James D. Kuhn Real Estate Center at Syracuse University, Kilroy Architectural Windows, Madison Realty Capital, Matone Group, Mercantile Bank, New Banks, Newmark Knight Frank, Optimum Window Manufacturing Corp., People's United Bank, Pulcinelli, Rockefeller Group, Rosewood Realty Services, SJP Properties, Stonehenge Partners, TD Bank, Terra CRG, the Knackle Group at Cushman & Wakefield, the Meringoff Family Foundation, the Moynihan Group, and these friends.
Bensonhurst, Bay Parkway, okay, public school, parochial school. I'm going to be a baseball player, maybe. Now I'm going to learn to play the piano. I'm going to get involved with music. I'm going to take the F train, and I'm going to go to NYU. Maybe a physician. I'm going to get involved and go research grant. Yale, New York College of Podiatric Medicine. NIH. Who is this guy over here? Non-surgical podiatry? Non-surgical injuries? Books? Not one book. About 9 books. And a new bestseller over here, Dinner with DiMaggio. I have the legendary Dr. Positano. Thanks for being here.
Thanks a lot, Michael.
You see, I did it in a minute and a half.
I love it.
But
you left out Smolensky's.
Okay.
You left out Tang Fong. You left out Gannon Tires. Remember all those places on Bay Parkway and 65th Street?
Right, so you have to look back. So tell me about the family, going back to the Positanos, who had to leave, couldn't even come to New York because they had to change their name. Tell me about that.
Well, when the family came over, they settled in a place known as Freeland, Pennsylvania, which was a coal mining town. Freeland wasn't the most, how would you say, at that time, wasn't the most welcoming to Italians, Jews, Irish. So if you walked around town with an Italian surname, that could be a problem. So my grandfather at the time, my grandfather Angelo, realized, well, you know what? I think we're going to have to change our name. So we became the Foster family. So we went from Positano to Foster. And everyone in the town knew the Positanos as the Foster family. There was my father, there was his dad, his mom, his brothers and sisters. And they all went to work inside this mining town. They were all coal miners. And it was quite an interesting place back then.
How did the coal miners make it back to the promised land, otherwise known as Brooklyn? Greenpoint.
I think what happened after a while, they realized my grandfather had passed away. My father's dad passed away. And they realized there was more opportunity coming to, guess where? The new hot spot in America, Brooklyn, New York. So the whole family moved to Brooklyn, New York. They moved pretty much to the area in Bensonhurst.
What year was this?
This was probably it must have been in the 30s, early 30s, like that. And from that point on, they changed their name back to Positano because it was cool then to be called a Positano.
But that's one side. Let's go to the other side.
Well, then there was the Bagnola side.
Okay, tell me.
Now, they're from Greenpoint.
Right.
They're from around the Wither Street area, right by our favorite restaurant, Bamonte's. And that was a whole different group. I mean, they pretty much were hardworking people. They were business people. They used to run stores. My grandfather, Danny, my mom's father, was a Parks Department worker. He worked at Cooper Park, where he used to take care of the park. And they were hardworking people.
That's when you work at the parks.
Well, pretty much, yeah. I guess it ran in the family back then. But Mom and Dad were very interesting in their abilities to sort of come up.
So how'd Mom and Dad meet?
I believe it was at a dance, as most things back then used to happen. And my dad was a little older.
Oh, wait a second. He was a Bensonhurst boy, and she was a Greenpoint.
Well, they met it. I think it was probably one of the church dinners, I believe. You know, back then that was a big deal. People would meet at church dinners, or you know.
So Dad comes back. When did they get married, Mom and Dad?
I believe in 1953.
Okay, but before 1953, Dad's in the military.
Right.
And what is he doing in the military?
Well, he saw active service, but he had an unbelievable gift. My father was a tremendous musician. Used to play piano. He wound up, after being in very active service, hooking up with some of the big bands back in the World War II. You know, Tommy Dorsey, Jimmy Dorsey, Glenn Miller. And as he once told me, it saved his life, because at one point he had been with a group of a platoon that had gone out a week or two later, that they all wound up getting killed, but he had gone on the road with one of the big bands that were part of the USO group. So he was quite a gifted, extraordinary musician. And he used to play in the same band with Maria Bartiromo's Uncle Carmine. So Uncle Carmine played saxophone, Carmine Bartiromo, and Rocco Positano played piano. And then they all formed this band from World War II onward. And they all stayed together.
There was the other uncle, Uncle John, a.k.a. Father John.
Right.
How'd he go to become a priest?
Well, my father had two brothers. He had Father John Positano, who went by the name of Jack Foster because he used to play clarinet. He was a great, great band leader. And he went into the seminary, became a priest. And there was another uncle, my Uncle Anthony, who unfortunately had died at age 25 or 26 from pneumonia, because at that point, Michael, they didn't have penicillin. So the Positano family was a very musical group from a very early stage.
Now, Father John also gave communion to half of the Philadelphia musicians, you said to me.
Well,
right?
Not only that, I mean, he baptized Fabian, Frankie Avalon. Father John was like the cool, hot priest growing up in the South Philly area. And he remained friendly with these people for a very, very long time. And Father John was also extremely close friends with Jack Klugman, a.k.a. Quincy, the medical examiner. He loved him. Also, he loved Joey Bishop. Actually, when Joey Bishop used to be a guest host on The Tonight Show, he would usually have my uncle, Father John, on to play the clarinet on national television.
But Father John stayed in Philly, didn't come to Brooklyn.
Right. Father John stayed in the Philadelphia, South Jersey area. He stayed in a place known as Vineland, New Jersey.
Ooh, I know, Vineland.
Okay, now you know that's where the great tomatoes are.
Right.
And of course, the Progresso family pretty much started in that area. So Father John was a member of the OSA, the Order of St. Augustine, and their biggest thing was they used to vow poverty. So anytime Father John would come from Vineland to Brooklyn, he would bring bushels full of eggplants, tomatoes, peppers that the Progresso family would give him to bring to us in Brooklyn, because that was sort of our version of the Fresh Air Fund.
So Pop comes back, gets married, and he's still playing musically, but then he became more of he worked in some of the finest stores, Macy's and Saks.
Yeah, my father was a window designer.
Window designer.
He always had an artistic flair. Actually, one of the things that we always spoke about was that my father was one of the actual first designers of the CBS eye. And he'll never forget that. My father had drew plans where they were looking for a logo. And one of the original drawings that my dad had was of the CBS eye that we see right now on television. He had a gift. He was also a gifted artist, but he had an impeccable eye, impeccable taste. I mean, he could play music as well as anyone. And there was always that musical / artistic flair, I think, within the family line.
So they get married, and then it's your brother who's born first.
Yeah, my brother Johnny was born.
So it was the two brothers, okay? And you played baseball as a kid?
Yeah.
You were a center fielder or the left fielder?
Left fielder.
You're the left fielder.
You know, I used to love it. We played for St. Athanasius in Brooklyn, and in the CYO League or the Parkville League or the Shore Road League, and we loved playing ball.
Do you have any idea? You like music. You did that. The family was that. And what happened?
Well, look, I love the arts, but I also love the whole idea of being a Renaissance person, being very well-rounded. And I loved art. I love music. I love science. I love medicine. I love business. And I always, at a young age, was fascinated by Leonardo da Vinci, who I think is still my main influence, even till this day.
So how that?
I once came across a book. I was in one of the public libraries, and there was a book that said The Wonders of Da Vinci. And I said, wow, Da Vinci, let me check this out. And I remember reading and paging through this book and seeing all the diagrams that he did, the anatomical drawings he did, the mechanical drawings he did. And I said to myself, my goodness, this man was fascinating. And then when I looked a little bit more, Michael, into what he was all about, I realized that he was a person involved in the arts, in painting, in literature, in science, in medicine. And I said to myself, you know what? If I had to pick an idol, I love Mickey Mantle, but I'd rather have Leonardo da Vinci.
You know, that's a problem when we talk later on about the DiMaggio. When you met Joe, and he said, "Who was your favorite?" Okay, and I say it was Mickey. It was not the best.
I didn't say Da Vinci though, so
Okay.
I think he was happy about that.
Okay, you didn't say Da Vinci. So you graduate public school, then you go to high school.
Yeah, I went to Severian High School on Shore Road in Brooklyn. Was there for academics, loved it. I was originally going to go to the High School of Performing Arts.
In Manhattan?
Yeah, for piano and trumpet, but that didn't work out because I think at the time, Michael, it just wasn't part of my demeanor or background. I was still a street boy. I was still a street kid that loved hanging out at PS 226 Schoolyard in Brooklyn. And I think...
Did you play stickball with the stoop? Or
we played stickball. We played stoop ball. I used to play all the time with...
I know that you played with the baseball cards, the flipping of the cards.
Right.
Okay?
You remember
right,
that.
the flipping of the cards, and, they were the better cards. And the
Remember shades? You
right.
used to try to see which color would come up.
Right, and nobody would ever eat the gum?
No,
Okay,
because it was really stale and tasted disgusting, yes.
So how did you decide to go to NYU?
Well, actually, I give my mother credit for that. I think she said to me, and my mother was a very intelligent, highly motivated mom, and she still is, God bless her. And she thought NYU would be a great place to be able to hone your skills, that it was an environment that created opportunity, but it was a playing field.
Bensonhurst. You were leaving the three-family house. I mean, it was a different world.
But it was it was more about the fact that NYU, she felt, was more diversified and could give me an edge.
And you could take the F train.
Exactly. You go 10 stops and you're at West 4th Street.
Right. So you go to NYU. What year is this?
This was 1976, 1977.
Talk about some of the jobs, because when you're at NYU, you were elevated. You worked at the law firm, the Uncle law firm in the Chrysler Building, where you learned something about real estate. But when you were in high school, you had a variety of interesting jobs, including Prospect Park.
Yeah, well, I used to work in the Parks Department. I used to work with in the shops. I would work with the electricians, the plumbers, the blacksmith, the steamsmith, the carpenters.
Were you a welder?
Well, I didn't try welding because they wouldn't let the kids go by welding, but I would pretty much go out every day with these really great guys. They were really, really sanguine, hardworking guys that we learned our work ethic from. And I remember every one of them would say, kid, this is an important experience for you because this teaches you the importance of hard work and something never being beneath you. It teaches you a lesson how to focus on a goal, how to use that goal to then move to a next step. And I got really some of my best experience from life working with the Parks Department fellows. They were fantastic.
Now, didn't you work in a laundromat or something?
I did. Actually, when I was in 7th or 8th grade, I sort of started my own laundromat business. Pretty much what I would do is we would deliver laundry around the neighborhood in Bensonhurst. And I remember I used to have my little Sanka jar. My little Sanka back time was a big coffee thing. And I would go after school and I would go to the laundromat and help the people who ran the laundromat out and go and deliver laundry, pick up laundry. Look, I always like to be entrepreneurial. And I think the most important thing that all of these things showed me, Michael, is that nothing is beneath anyone. You could learn from everything you do in your lifetime. And I've always used that. And to this day, I still use that.
So you're at NYU. You're doing well. You're a member of the fraternity, the Italian Honor Society.
Mm-hmm.
You're over there. What happens next in your...
Well, I was a member of Alpha Phi Delta, which was the Italian fraternities you mentioned. And then I decided, you know what? I think I wanted to go for graduate education. At the time, I was very, very honored and privileged to know the provost and then the president of New York University, Dr. L.J. Oliva. And one day I had lunch with him. I says, Jay, you know, I don't want to go straight into any of the medical arts. I want to learn something a little bit more about science. And then he had suggested that NYU had an unbelievable division called the Institute of Environmental Medicine, which was headed by Dr. Arthur Upton, who was the former head of the National Cancer Institute. I did the medical clinics in North America with Dr. Arthur Upton. And Jay said, why don't, let me make the shidduch, so to speak. Let me introduce you to these people in environmental medicine and maybe get your research degree first, see what you think you'd like to do, and then take it from there. And that's pretty much what happened. I met with a very nice man, Dr. Mort Lippmann, who was an expert on aerosol, air quality standards, and they ran a very, very fascinating program that they did in conjunction with OSHA and NIOSH that involved industrial health, keeping the worker healthy, making sure they're not exposed to toxic chemicals.
So you get a degree, get a graduate degree.
Got my graduate degree, and then I said, Arthur Upton and I were talking one day, and he says, you know, Rocky, he goes, I was thinking about things. He goes, I don't think you should do the traditional standard way. Why don't you go into an area of medicine that maybe would appreciate your different perspective and the fact that you have a very different background in terms of research and publication. And at the time, Art Upton was previously at Stony Brook, this medical school out in Long Island, and he had said they had started a college of podiatric medicine out at SUNY. And he seemed to think that this would be an excellent fit. So he was the one that really steered me in that direction. But of course, you know, he also knew that I had a fascination with Da Vinci. And as I may have shared with you on other occasions, Michael, Da Vinci's favorite part of the body to describe was the foot and the ankle. He was amazed that this foot and ankle was able to keep a person alive and walking for a whole lifetime. So it was a perfect match because, you know, there was the science, there was the medicine. There was one of the most prestigious colleges of podiatric medicine in the country, the New York College, which I know you have familiarity with.
I remember when I was on the faculty.
And that was a great experience.
Great clinic.
Great clinic.
So the kid who likes education then says Yale? How'd that come about?
Well, again, I said to myself, look, you know, I never wanted to be ordinary, because if you're going to be ordinary, don't get out of bed in the morning. Always be the best at what you could do. And Yale School of Medicine had an unbelievable program, one of the oldest of its kind, probably in the world, where their medical school offered a clinical master's in public health that would make you, if you were already a doctor or training, concentrate on an area of expertise. And that's when this whole thing, again, came up of the Da Vinci connection, you know, the conservative mode of doing things. And I went to Yale, spoke with a very, very wonderful man named Professor Eric Mood. And I said, no, Professor Mood, I really would like to help start the movement of keeping people on their feet and moving, but in ways that don't involve surgical intervention. So he thought it was very novel. He says, you know, Rock, I've been doing public health for years. You know, I know from most of my colleagues, even at Yale New Haven, that surgery is a very important part of medicine, and there was no doubt about that. But my theory was based upon what Da Vinci had said. Well, what if we could learn how to better make the human body work like a machine and make it function better so that you don't necessarily need to do surgery unless, of course, it's absolutely positively necessary. And that's pretty much how we started this whole movement of non-surgical musculoskeletal care. Because maybe it started at the foot and the ankle, Michael, but it wound up going all the way up the chain. I mean, we spoke earlier about my colleague at the Hospital for Special Surgery, Dr. Brian Halpern. Dr. Brian Halpern was revolutionary also in starting non-surgical musculoskeletal programs to help people with their knees, their hip, their back, and their shoulders. So there was this whole genesis going on.
You finally decide, I got to practice. Tell me how you got involved with HSS. Taking care of a patient.
Well,
right?
yeah, you talk about, you know, baptism by fire, and of course, I'm not...
Or as we say, Bichette.
Bichette.
Okay.
At the time, you know, Dr. Steve O'Brien, who's one of the top orthopedic sports medicine surgeons probably in the country, Steve was kind enough to reach out to me and say, you know, Rock, one of our colleagues here has a daughter that has a problem with her foot. And I had recommended to him that she see you. Now, I didn't know anyone from HSS. I didn't even know where HSS was located. I said, sure, Steve, no problem.
It's hidden on 72nd.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Right.
little place that people hang
Right.
out in, you know. What was it called? The Hospital for the Ruptured and the Crippled or something like that? Yeah.
That was probably the original.
The original name, right? So this young lady shows up with her father, and the father introduces himself and doesn't say anything who he was, just says, this is my name. I'm at the time, my name is Andy. And he says, look, I'm concerned, Rock, because, you know, my daughter is very active. She wants to play soccer, and everyone who I brought her to wants to operate on her sesamoid bone, which is a small little bone that's underneath your big toe. But I heard from Steve that you've worked out these protocols from your training at Yale that would really be helpful. So as fate would have it, you know, I knew what to do. I was able to treat her. I got her well. And within maybe 2 or 3 months, Michael, this gal was out playing soccer again. So I didn't know who this person was. So about 2 or 3 months later, I get a phone call, and they says, Dr. Positano, the surgeon-in-chief of Hospital for Special Surgery would like to speak with you. So I said, who was that? So he gets on the phone. He goes, hi, Rock, it's Andy Weiland. Do you remember me? And I said, well, not really. He goes, well, you took care of my daughter. You know, and then I said, oh, my goodness. So I took care of the surgeon-in-chief at the Hospital for Special Surgery's daughter.
So you go in for an interview, right?
Yeah, literally. And through Steve O'Brien and the Sports Medicine Service, I'm proud to say I was, I think, the 4th or the 5th member of the Sports Medicine Service at HSS. I was in great company. I had Dr. Russ Warren, Dr. David Olczyk, Dr. Tom Wikowitz, Dr. Steve O'Brien, and then I was actually the 5th person that came on board. So I had to interview with everybody, but I had the blessings of Andy Weiland, Steve O'Brien, and of course later on Dr. Warren, Wikowitz, and Olczyk. So here I am, I got put into this situation, never looking for it, never realizing it was going to happen, but it's ironic that the surgeon-in-chief of the Hospital for Special Surgery, the most impressive, accomplished, you know, orthopedic hospital in the world, was actually able to reach out to me.
And somebody who was non-surgical.
Right, exactly.
There was the criminal thing of doing surgery at a surgical hospital.
Well, exactly. But he was, to his credit, Dr. Weiland was very progressive, which means he also saw a place for non-surgical musculoskeletal care, even though it's in a surgical environment.
So you joined HSS in 91, right?
91. I was in a dental operatory, or otherwise known as 1 East 69th Street. So
Right near the Columbus Club, right?
literally,
Down the street.
right down the block.
Down this block, okay.
So, of course, there was a wonderful person, endodontist named Dr. Barry Libin. And Dr. Libin was kind enough to give me the opportunity to work out of his office. And he said the same thing. He goes, you know, this could be a foot and mouth clinic. I says, pretty much it could be. And he gave me the opportunity to at least start a practice. And that's how I started.
Then you moved to another location, right?
Then I moved, as history would have it, as fate would have it, to 860 Fifth Avenue, which was 2 blocks down, of which that was my first real office, but I was also able to work within the confines of an office that was run by an internist, very nice man. And from that point was really when things really started to take off.
Now, when we got together, you said there were certain people who were influential, who were like really good mentors or good referrers at that time. Before you met some Gallo and some of the other people. Who were they? Bernadette Castro?
Yeah, Bernadette Castro was fabulous. Sharon Hogue, the writer, was fantastic. Casey Ribicoff and Abe Ribicoff at the time, the Buckleys, Bill and Pat Buckley. And they were so kind and gracious and engaging. And of course, though, as with anything else, you can imagine this, Michael, you still have to get people well. You can be nice, you can go to get-togethers with them, but if you don't get them well, it doesn't mean anything.
Now, simultaneously, you're still at that time working at New York College of Podiatric Medicine also.
Right, that was my full-time job. And actually, I was the special assistant to the president, a wonderful man who I admire and I miss terribly, Dr. Duke Dakotas, Horace Dakotas. And Duke was also very, very visionary. He was a visionary person. He was progressive. And he said, look, kid, be my special assistant, because he says, I know you know people. I know you know how to work with people. And then down the road, you could start to develop your own practice after hours, which is exactly what I did. So I would go to the college at 6:30 in the morning. I would work with the president till 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
And you go out to
Then
one of the offices, right?
Right, and I go to one of the offices, and then it just started from there. And again, it was kind of nice, the evolution, because I used to do everything. I used to do everything in the office. I used to answer the phones, answer the doorbell, wash the dishes, wash the bottles, make appointments. It was kind of nice, though, because that's this whole business thing. And I was just telling somebody on the way over here, I said, look, if you're going to be successful in any business, you have to know every job, every dimension, every layer, from the bottom up. And that's where we said about nothing is ever beneath anyone.
So what we're going to do next week is you're at HSS, you're working at podiatric, you're doing other things, and you meet this interesting guy who has a heel problem, okay?
Really interesting.
Really interesting. So then we'll talk about how you created Dinner with DiMaggio. See you next week.
Thanks so much, Michael.